Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Ari Lombardozzi.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal.
What's up, Hopwolves? It's your boy, Todd, with Brewtal Podcast. We are on episode 86, which is actually kind of special because for episode 66, we featured this band, SALEM TRIALS, with their song Ashes and Ember. And now on 86, 20 episodes later, we have a good chunk of the band here to talk about an upcoming EP on the 21st, which is happening next week. We're recording on the 14th. So welcome, everyone. Won't we go around and you just say your name for those listening? Take it away.
I'm Zach. I play drums.
Baker. I play guitar.
My name is Brad. I play bass.
My name's Terry, and I do vocals.
Right on. Welcome, guys, again. This is actually pretty exciting. I'm glad we were able to make this happen. I remember commenting on your post for the new song that you dropped, Immolation, and guys were down to do another feature. And so this is kind of what we're doing for the new feature. You guys are here for the ride of Brewtal. I'm going to start off with beers. Is everyone who's here right now a beer drinker, or do we have someone that is sober? Or?
To some effect, yes.
Okay. I want to go around. Before I get to my beer review, I kind of want to see what everyone's drinking on the podcast here. So let's go around and let's see what you guys have in your hands.
So right now I got the good old, if you can see, PBR.
Oh, yes.
As soon as this guy's done, we're going to Big Rig Alpha Bomb.
Oh, I've never heard of that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a local Ottawa brewery. It's a hazy IPA, 6.6%.
Nice. Oh yeah. Stimulating the economy and doing some craft beer. Let's go.
Right.
Got the blueberry blonde Broadhead over here.
Nice.
Blueberry flavor.
That is one of my favorite fruit flavors, so I'm very interested in that one. That's awesome.
What do you got?
Currently, I just pooched my PBR, so I'm gonna be graduating to this Hopcity Barking Squirrel Amber.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love can art. It's like a little cartoon squirrel on the can.
Yeah, it's just like a little squirrel there. You know, definitely getting up to no trouble. Probably gonna make some beer. So,
what kind of beer is that again?
It's this one's an amber.
Okay.
And knowing this company, it's probably gonna be pretty hoppy. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys have IBUs the same way. Probably, eh?
It always depends. Some breweries list them, some don't. It's very hit or miss.
Yeah, so for all the connoisseurs, this one's 24 on the IBU index, you know?
Okay,
So
okay.
I honestly don't know the scale. It's like when people start going off about Scovilles with hot sauce. I got no idea. Spicy.
I honestly don't know whether that's high or low, but we'll pretend it's high.
Let's just drink it.
Yes, sir. And last but not least, Terry, what do you got down there?
Oh, I have a Modelo.
It's the new favorite here in America. Bud Light has gone downhill. So that's
good.
Yeah, that's a classic beer. I love that beer. I live in Texas currently, in Austin, Texas, and that's a staple down here. People love putting limes in that and drinking it with Mexican food and everything you can think of. For my beer today, not to keep delaying, but I chose this one specifically because we're talking metal, and I have to show off this can. This can is metal as fuck.
That is pretty metal.
So wicked.
It's called ZYTHOPHILE Smash IPA, and it's actually from Magnolia, Texas, down here.
Nice.
I actually think they're just south of Dallas. And on the can art, it's got this dude with some corpse paint, and you probably can't see it, but on his arm, it says kettle decapitation, which I thought was a nice touch. Yeah.
It's very fun.
Touch.
And
the Terrorcide album, man, it was really good.
Oh, that's the top one right now for me.
For sure.
Just to describe a little bit more, Canny's holding this giant hop, which has like chains and a skull with some spikes on it. So I don't know. It seems fitting for this podcast.
Yeah.
It's on
Did
brand.
they do a collab with them or something? Or
So I actually wrote down here some notes, which is kind of cool. So due to a large number of new hops being developed at the brewery, they begin a new hop series entitled the ZYTHOPHILE Lone Hop Ale. And so each batch uncovers a true essence of the hop. So they've been doing this since 2013. So this is just the one that happened to be this year, which is crazy.
That's sick.
That happened to be the metal beer.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Perfect timing. I'm going to do a little taste test. We do this every episode. You guys can drink with me. Honestly, I'm sure you've probably been drinking even before we started this, but let's do a cheers to everyone. Thank you guys again for coming on. And this one's for Ari. Ari, I'm sorry you couldn't be here to
Ari,
enjoying
you're
the
here in
pleasures.
spirit, man.
That's right. So this is my first time tasting this. Okay. That's an interesting little IPA. It's actually got a cool color. Definitely the
It
amber.
looks like it's easy drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I actually got to look up the ABV. Let's see what we're working with here. We are working with 6.7%. It's pretty
Strong
good.
beer.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how I am by the end of this podcast. So let's.
We're gonna by the end of this, the tea's gonna spill.
That's
You should
right.
listen to the song at the end of the podcast and you'll love it.
It's going to hit different after a couple of beers.
That's what we rely on.
Yeah.
That's what fuels. We're going to keep it moving. I'm going to talk a little bit about the albums that dropped today, and then we're going to discuss them. So I'll kind of just list them off, and at the end, we'll have an open discussion. I'll ask you guys whether or not you've listened to any of these. So here we go. At number 1, we have All's Well with their new album, Holding On to Nothing. Then we got Caligram with their Position Momentum album. Next up, we have Chamber with A Love to Kill For. After that, we have... Yes. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that one. Next up, we have Crown Magnetar with Everything Bleeds. That has been on heavy rotation. Next up, we have Decades In with their Grievances EP. Number 6, Jin Ghoul with Opulence. Number 7, En Rain with The Way of All Flesh is Decay. At number 8, Face Yourself with Death Reflections EP. Number 9, False Stars, Sacred Mirrors. Number 10, Fatal Execution with Blasphemous EP. Number 11, Field of Flames with their Suspend This Life EP. 12, Grieve with Bound to the Hurt EP. 13 is May They Rest with Ghost of Tomorrow. And number 14, Mood Ring. They just released a new EP, Your Light Fades Away. 15, we got Nimbus with Nightfall. That's an EP. Then we got 16, Observis with Refracted EP. I actually think that's a Swan Song EP. I don't think they're going to be a band after that, which is sad. At number 17, we have Of Rituals with Scorched Earth. Number 18, Primal Tyrant with Saharan Gods. 19, Searching Serenity with Retribution. And last but not least, we cap it at 20, X Duelist X with Birth Pains. Any of those I listed ringing a bell for y'all?
Just Chamber for me, dog.
Yeah,
We've got some
Crown Magnetar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guess some listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some research to be done.
So I would say 80% of this, I've actually never heard these guys before. So we always love that kind of promoting new bands. Never heard these guys before. How about you, Terry? Did you hear anything that kind of put a light bulb over your head? You haven't listened to any of them?
Never heard of them.
Never. I love it. I'm going to keep it moving. We're going to go now to our Certified Brutal Bangers playlist. So this is our hand-selected songs that we cap at 20. So I'm going to go through these and we'll have the same discussion if you guys have heard any of these bands or any of these songs. So at number 1, I picked Hash Driveway from the band 10 to the Chest, and this is featuring Stabbing. At number 2 is Monopoly from Surgeon. At number 3, the song Vessel from Project Vengeance, and this is featuring Nick Nocturnal, which is awesome. At number 4, we have Oh Father. That's the song, and it's from the band Murderer, and the U is a V, so keep that in mind if you're looking them up. Next up, we have Altars of Iran. They've been coming out with some solid singles. This one is called A Visual for the Departed. After that, we have Squelching OK from Oklahoma with their song No Cheating Pain. After that, we have Cognitive with Rot Eternal. Then we have Thy Art is Murder with Karis. Then Outer Gods with Nothing But a Fetid Worm. Turin with The Unforgiving Reality in Nothing. Next up, we have The Pine Drape with Give Up, Give In. After that, we have Nick Nocturnal appearing again. He is featuring Brand of Sacrifice. And this is sort of a Lamb of God-esque song that they made called Awaken in Ashes. It actually has a little lamb on the single art, which is great. Next up, we have White Moth with Banshee. Enox with Fallout. That one's a fantastic track. We have Wilt Wither with Wilt Wither Part 1. Johnny Booth with The Ladder. Renaissance with Labor of Hate. Monasteries with Heaven Failed Us. Then we have Shadow Conflict featuring A Serpent's Hand with Falconia. And last but not least, The Ghost Inside came back with a new one called Earn It. So how about any of those singles? Have you all listened to any of that?
We mentioned Stabbing. I actually recently got into them. They're pretty sweet. Like, I gotta say, like, we got like a show announcement. They're going to be playing in Ottawa soon.
Oh, cool.
And like, I checked them out just on a whim and I was like, man, that's awesome. So yeah, definitely will be checking that out. It's probably on their Spotify. I would say it usually pops up even if they're just featured or something. Yeah. So
pretty much this playlist is always Spotify. It's what we got going on. It's pretty much our bread and butter, if you will. But that I purposely put that song at the beginning of the playlist because it slaps you silly with how heavy and stupid it is. So highly recommend that one. Just carry on through.
Terry, you got anything?
Yeah, was there any other ones that
Terry? No. The new Ghost Inside track slaps. The new Thy Art too. I watched the music video last night. I didn't really pay attention to the song too much. The breakdowns most likely crushing. Shout out to Monasteries because they're on the same label as us, and that's fucking sweet. Great band.
Pretty surreal that we get to say stuff like that.
There's actually some really nice cleans, some singing on that track that they just released, and that was very welcoming. And Johnny Booth, man, I can't wait for that album to drop. They're onto something with their sound. So, but after that, now is the time to shine. We're going to talk about who is with us today. We are talking about SALEM Trials. Again, they're from, you guys said Ottawa?
Yes, that's right.
Right on.
Ottawa and Montreal also.
Yeah, Terry's from Montreal.
Very cool. Very cool.
Montreal is probably one of the best metal cities in the world. Like, if you ever get a chance to like just spend a day, go to even some local shows, you'd be surprised just how like blown away you'll probably be by how good the talent is there. And
always something going on in Montreal.
Oh yeah, always, every single night, and it's probably full too. Like, that's the craziest part. Terry could probably attest to that better.
Yeah, tell him.
Love Montreal.
I'm trying to get my geography right. That is Quebec, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. I'm 10 out of 10. Let's go. Let's talk about this new EP. It's called Nocturnal Creation. It comes out on July 21st. So very soon. By the time this comes out, it will be out. It's got 4 tracks. You guys released the first single, Immolation, which is actually the first track. Talk to me about the songs themselves. I felt like the first single that y'all dropped really showcased not only your vocals, Terry, which are, you do some vocal gymnastics on this track. I don't know how to call it, but like you do either, it's like a raptor or a cat purr with your vocals. That was a nice little touch.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys are calling it?
I guess so.
I think it's been labeled that through the online community that has been growing over the last 2 or 3 weeks, however long since we released it.
Yeah. Well, you guys are nearing almost 100,000 plays or streams, I should say, on Spotify. So hopefully after people hear this and when the EP releases, we get those numbers up.
Hell yeah.
Talk to me about sort of the musical direction you guys wanted to take with this EP, some of the influences happening. I'll give you the floor. So talk it up a little bit.
So things went a little weird this time, being changing vocalists and stuff. And actually, Immolation was the first song that Terry recorded with us.
Right, yeah. Oh, very cool.
So yeah, I don't know if you want to talk more about that, Terry.
Yeah.
Maybe touch on the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, the lyrics of the song is basically about Satan and hell and burning bodies to cleanse their soul, stuff like that.
Seems
Yeah,
very fitting
that's
for a
pretty
metal
much
track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. It fit the mood of the instrumental, and yeah.
Was
It
was this influenced by anything mentally going on with you, or is this taking from fiction or anything like that, from fantasy?
Not really. The thing is, like,
I think
the guys, they sent me like before I officially joined the band, they sent me this and they were like, can you put some vocals on it? Just so we know, like, whatever.
that was the song we were sending around, and it was the demo name was already Immolation.
Immolation.
So it kind of set the stage, I think.
Yeah.
For the
It
vocals.
I just went around that, keeping the same title and writing lyrics around that. And yeah.
Yeah, I think like stylistically too, for this EP, a lot of us are like really into death metal specifically right now. Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like we're all big death metal buffs for the most part, especially like on the music side. Like I think we mostly keep the vocals geared a little bit more towards like a modern, like almost deathcore sound, because that's what vocally like Terry really excels at that, and but we, as far as like instrumentals go, we wanted to go more death metal, something a little bit more dark, and just kind of has like overall more like somber overtone to it. And we really wanted to like kick in like fast riffs, which there will be a lot more of in like the other songs in the EP.
Can't wait.
It's actually rather one of the slower.
Immolation.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Immolation is one of the slower tracks on the EP, so you can expect some pretty fast stuff to come. Which is,
And I think that there's a little bit variety in the other songs too. It's changes up quite a bit. So
yeah.
we take influence from a lot of different places.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
We all come from different styles of music too. So I think it all comes together in the end.
yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of death metal, I've actually been getting into it more over the past couple of years. Is there any bands that y'all are very much like listening to within that genre?
Creeping Death, 200 Stab Wounds, Fuming Mouth.
Oh, wait. Shout out Montreal. Scorching Tomb, baby. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know them. I'll have to check them out.
Scorching Tomb. Absolutely.
Scorching
Primal
Tomb
Horde.
and Primal Horde. They just they're putting out a split anyway.
Yeah. Fantastic.
This
stuff.
year?
Yeah. I think they
Two songs
they
are
just
out there.
Yeah, 2 songs are out. They just released pre-orders for vinyl. Yeah.
Some good Montreal death metal.
If you like Gatecreeper or Frozen Soul, like you'll definitely like these guys, because they're like kind of in that vein. So highly recommend it.
That is up my alley. Yeah, no, I really like that Frozen Soul album, Place for Domination.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
That was
yeah,
good.
We saw them live in Montreal actually, and it was unreal, man. Like so good.
That Black Dahlia tour.
Yeah, it was like Black Dahlia, Despised
awesome.
Icon, another Montreal great, and then Frozen Soul, Phobophilic, and
it couldn't have got any.
and Fuming Mouth, and that was pretty dope.
You didn't say Terror.
Oh yeah, Terror was there too, but they're not death metal. So.
I was gonna say they kind of stand out from the rest of the lineup.
Definitely.
That's awesome. And I kind of want to circle back. I think it's so funny that you said Immolation is one of the slower songs, because I actually like the pacing of it, because you guys do this really well. And when we featured Ashes and Ember, I believe I commented on this too. You guys use like negative space so well in songs. Like you take the time to slow things down and then let the song breathe. I love that. And there's
some of us have to fight for that.
One of my arguments with them writing songs is typically like I feel like their Baker's biggest flaw for writing is, instead of using transitions, he'll just like cut the song and make like a clean or like a dissonant, quiet section and then jump into something else instead of just making something to fit it. But in Ashes, it definitely worked.
Yeah, and it gives him room to play around with like orchestral sections and like more like on the production side as opposed to just picking up his guitar. So I'd say like to his defense,
Yes.
it is cool to have that on some of our tracks. Like Ashes and Vile have those breaks that definitely really build things up. And it's funny though because like there's one track on the new EP that I basically wrote most of. And is just the opposite. There's no breaks. It's just riff after riff, and it's super fast.
Balls to the wall the whole time.
Yeah.
So music video out July 20th.
Yeah, there you go.
You heard
Next
it here
single,
first.
baby. Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to comment about Immolation is I love the little nuances you added. There's like a bass fill in there somewhere sprinkled in, almost like a solo. I'm so bad with terminology, so correct me if I'm saying the wrong things. But
that's a bass fill. You're good, man.
All right, here we go. And then also the addition of right before the ending breakdown, there's like this little underneath the ocean sonar sound that you guys use. What was going through your minds when y'all added that? Did you want like some effect to kind of like add to it?
That was our other guitar player's idea. He was like, because we were having trouble writing the ending to it. And he's like, just stop it there and put a sonar bleep. That's what he wanted. And that kept fighting to get that out. But
we all ended up liking it for the most part. Yeah.
But I think you were the one that was just like, don't play anything good. Like, don't keep it simple. And just
no gimmicks.
Just breakdown.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that one worked it.
Yeah, it stood out to me. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, what's happening here? But I love that you carried it through because it kind of bleeds back in a little bit.
Since we were going with it, I was like, I'm gonna go all out on the underwater theme and add some water sounds. And
it was the happiest accident ever to have it stay in, and the release date being on like the day that they announced the 5 billionaires dying.
I mean, it wasn't a good thing to come out of it or anything, but at the same time, it was everybody made a comment on it. Yeah, everybody was like, interesting.
It couldn't have been better time.
We recorded the song like a year ago.
Yeah.
Money well spent. I won't say for which situation, but we'll move on from Immolation because there are 3 more tracks. You sort of described a little bit of what to expect, but kind of talk me through each track. Just give a little bit, just a little tease for each track, if you will.
Track 2's Never Ending.
That's the one that we basically sat down, all of us. This was with our old vocalist before. It was before Terry. But
BT.
Yeah, BT.
That's how you date the calendar.
Yeah. So we sat down, and I do play guitar too. Like I started playing guitar before I played bass, and then so they gave me the guitar. And I had some riffs I'd been sitting on for probably like 2 years prior, and like demos that I just made in my own time because at the time it was like the pandemic when I wrote it, and my other band that I was in at the time before I joined Salem was going stale because of the pandemic. I'm sure a lot of people probably experienced that with bands and stuff, just fizzling out. But yeah, I just wrote those demos and then recorded them. I was like, hey, maybe we can build off this because it's just sitting in my like Dropbox or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it ended up just being like riff after riff, like the creativity was flowing, and we got like this really fast paced, fun song with some like, it had like,
it was done that day.
Yeah, it was done by the end of the day. It was like 6 hours of work. Yeah. And it never stopped. Like we were like, oh, this would be cool here. This would be cool here. So it's one of those perfect moments of just everything like working out.
You get a little bit of variety in that one. There's some slam riffs.
Yeah. There's slam, there's fast. Yeah. Like death metal-y riffs. And then like
almost thrash.
Yeah. Like borderline thrash for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like crossover beats and stuff, like some for everybody there heavy wise. So yeah, that one's a fun one for sure. And I'm excited to see what people think of it for sure.
That's awesome to learn about Never Ending. How about Cenotaph? And I had to look this up. I believe that means empty tomb. Is that correct?
I think it's a tomb or a monument of a tomb for far away or something like that. That's wrong, but
Far away.
Yeah.
People have
for
Google. They
bodies
can look
that
it up.
were not found or stuff like that. I think.
Okay, I like that.
originally it was Xenotaph with an X from Returnal, the video game. That's where that
Hell
name
yeah.
came from. But then we decided to make it a real word, and I guess Scar Symmetry's got the Xenotaph one now.
Yeah. That's right, actually.
They stole.
Scar Symmetry came out with that one. Yeah. Well, that song, Cenotaph, that was Baker's inception, actually. So
yeah, that was mine. I think that one was just trying to be more hard hitting riffs again, kind of following in the same footsteps as Never Ending. A little bit of a slower tempo for sure. But yeah, it's more of a guitar riff. Just
it's chuggy. Yeah, it's
chuggy.
like more chuggy, and rhythmic in that sense. Yeah.
So if you're drinking during that song, you got chug. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was meant to be that one's a headbanger.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And last but not least, we have Nocturnal Creation, which is the title track. Give it away. What?
I'd have to say that's my personal favorite.
That one is probably one of the most fun ones to play, just because it's got so much like ebb and flow to it, like in the sense that there's just like interesting riff after interesting riff, and it switches up so often, right?
And I think, Terry, if you want to go over some of the vocals on that one, I think that one will really hit home with some of with the direction of that one. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for the riffs just sounded fucking epic, honestly, and I really felt inspired for that one. Like I didn't have to think that long to just like write the lyrics and stuff, and I had a different approach for this one, because I kind of went like into character, I guess. So yeah,
I don't know what that means, but I'm also very excited. That's a good tease right there. Because I actually was going to ask, do you do any little bit more flair work with your vocals on other tracks on this EP?
I try to do sounds.
Okay.
I don't know if that was the answer you were expecting, but
in a way, it is. Yeah, because
for that.
It might be one of the cooler ones.
Yeah, for sure.
There's that one's really dynamic. So more along the lines of maybe like Ashes or something like that.
Yeah, it goes in and out, and
In and out, but never really stops.
No, for sure. It still has a good cadence and a good
it's the fastest tempo.
Yeah, which is funny because it doesn't feel fast.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm
feel
interesting
fast.
to see how people react to that one because and I'd say like vocally, Terry he utilizes so many different techniques in that one, and it's just a good showcase of his skills on that one for sure.
I think there's a little bit of everything in that one. There's some headbang parts. There's some like really melody.
There's even one that's like really like Dimebag inspired, like type riff.
That was what
I'd like to hear that.
What it was born of.
Yeah.
That riff is what it was born
for sure. Like very Pantera inspired riffs, because like Baker and our other guitarist Randy, they've been like big Pantera fans for the longest time. So yeah.
Are we talking like Cemetery Gates kind of stuff, or what are we?
Vulgar Display.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well, I love to hear that.
Around that era.
For sure,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying you were the groove guy, right? This makes sense if that's.
Yeah, well, he's definitely like I would say like as far as like riffs go, like the stuff that Nick you or Baker, sorry, like really, sorry, I call him Nick sometimes, and everybody's like, yeah, but he usually cranks out like very groovy riffs, like typically.
That's usually what I go for. But
and it's just like the Pantera, like fan coming out of him for sure. Yeah.
Dude, that's what gets me. That is honestly my favorite guitar sound, if you will. Like if you can add groove to a song, like that gets me going.
Definitely. I think, well, he got me really into, like when I first joined the band, he got me really into Humanity's Last Breath. And like, all of the Buster projects there, like Viljarda and like all those ones, you know. Like,
Yeah.
so
I don't know where he
Groovy
finds the
does that.
time.
Yeah. It's just like, you know, like that sort of stuff. It's a unique, like sort of niche side of metal, but like for the people who like it, I feel like unanimously they really like it, you know, like, and that's what they usually reach for. But yeah, for sure, it's pretty cool.
Let's kind of bring it back. I kind of want to ask a little bit more personal questions. Like y'all growing up, what were some of the bands y'all listened to growing up? For me,
Great
I'll give an
question.
example. I was big into new metal. I was 100% into new metal, and then
I wish I could props you right now.
hell yeah. And then once I heard My Last Serenade from Killswitch Engage, it was pretty much that trajectory into metal. And then Ashes of the Wake came out, and
Yeah.
it just kept.
I'm with you on those. Like,
For sure.
yeah.
Okay.
You go, Brett.
You want me
look
to
like
start?
You want to go?
I'm so excited. Man. So primarily I would say I was a big post-hardcore guy for the most part. First like favorite band was, I don't know if you've heard of them, maybe because you're originally from like because you're originally from Pennsylvania, you might have heard of them. They're called Alexis on Fire. They're from
the only band ever.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, no, just kidding. Yeah. But anyway, those guys, they've been very close to my heart for such a long time. I've seen them live probably about 6 or 7 times since I was probably 10. So
one of my life's regret is I haven't seen them live. Like I want to so badly.
Fantastic. Like if you see them live, you'll probably see me there singing every single part
Through
of
the
every
tears,
song.
I will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then other than that, man, I was a new metal like addict. Like I loved Slipknot, I loved Limp Bizkit, loved Korn, loved like all those guys.
What was it for you? Was it for me? It's the energy. I just love the energy.
Yeah.
It's the energy, the dreads, the jumpsuits, the like for me, like, you know, I've never had more of a love-hate relationship than with the Korn bass tone. Like, have you heard it? It just sounds like just a string strapped to it, like a spade shovel, you know? And it's just,
I would say barely strapped on.
Yeah. And it's just like, but you know what? It just works so well. Like it's something about it. It's just so sweet. So yeah, man, that's like my upbringing was definitely a lot of new metal. So
I've got a recommendation for you. There's a band, I think they're out of Ohio. Don't quote me on that, but they're called Suffer US, and they just did a cover of Got the Life.
Oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I'll write it down.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I just love new metal so much. So yeah, for sure. All right, Baker, take it away, buddy.
I think I came from more of an old school vibe because I grew up with Zach and our other guitar player, and I was always the guy that wanted to play like Metallica, Slayer, Pantera riffs. Was into Lamb of God and Slipknot. Actually, I've been listening to Slipknot since I was 7 years old, so that was definitely close to home. But I was pushing for old metal since the beginning with these guys, and I think that's where my roots are.
That's awesome. No, I love to hear that.
Oh, damn! You know, big Eminem phase.
We all had an Eminem phase. Come on.
Yeah.
Mine was like a year ago or something.
Like if there was kids who were into new metal, they were into Eminem too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Exactly.
everyone knows the lyrics to Forgot About Dre and all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
we all listen to D12. It's all good.
Yeah,
man.
I think it went from like a big Eminem phase to like a big Johnny Cash and then Aerosmith phase.
Both greats. for
Yeah,
sure.
and then
You gotta throw on Rage, actually.
yeah, Rage Against
Oh,
the
yeah.
Machine.
That was
Yeah,
a
come
big-
on now.
big influence.
But like
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
like
I love
like,
that you're jumping around already. Like that's awesome.
I think like screaming music, like probably like A Day to Remember and Asking Alexandria
Oh, right
era.
on. Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what like
when hair got longer and pants got tighter.
Pants got tighter, shirts got tighter,
Yeah,
had the
baby.
fucking like Bieber swoop but longer.
I was gonna say, yeah, like You're standing next to me and I can't see.
Had that.
We're all recovering scene kids. It's all good, buddy. Don't worry.
So I think that was like the biggest introduction. Maybe like Under Oath, but like never really paid attention to them until I got into like the quote unquote screaming music. But like, yeah, like I don't know, like
Scream rock.
Yes, scream rock.
All right, and last but not least, Terry, what was your bands growing up?
I'm curious to hear. Terry's a little younger than us, so I want to see where he.
That is true. Yeah,
Only 23.
The bands that got me into metal, well, probably like Metallica, and then Asking Alexandria, Kill Switch, Pierce the Veil.
Oh, love it. Good selection.
And yeah, Slipknot as well.
Yeah, for Pierce the Veil, I still don't think they're ever going to top King for a Day. I don't think they could do it.
I don't remember the name of the album before that one, but like I don't know if it was their first full length with Paraphernalia and A Match Made in Heaven. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say I locked eyes with the singer at Warped Tour in the pit. And he was like on the barricade and I lost it.
You had a moment.
Has everybody here been to Warped Tour at least once? Yeah.
Terry,
have you been to Warped Tour?
No.
Man, they was like right in your back door, buddy. That's where I went to Warped Tour.
Who knows if they're going to bring it back? I don't know. I've heard rumors that they might, but
that would be pretty cool.
I started listening to like screaming metal. I was like 18 and I'm 22.
Really? That was 5 years ago for you.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
That's actually pretty awesome. The fact that the vocals you're doing now, it was only like half a decade ago that you got into screaming
shows you
stuff.
the talent. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got pretty obsessed.
Hell yeah.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there like a mission statement for you guys that like I saw on Spotify, like you're trying to take over, which I think is awesome because I think your trajectory right now is to do that.
I think, yeah, like we all are like, we like our jobs that we have, like our day jobs, but we all want to just take this as far as we can, you know, like, and just see where we land. Cause we've always just been like big fans of music since we were little kids. Right. So, you know, I think everybody that's been a musician has had that thought, right? And they're like, you know, can we make it happen?
Playing for a long time.
Yeah, it's been like 15 years for me at least. Yeah,
playing music. Yeah, and like I said, we, Zach and the other guitar player Randy, we grew up since playing together since just before grade 10 or something like that. So we've been playing together for playing bar shows at 15, 16, getting free beer at the free beer for playing, driving all the way up to Montreal to play some little club or something like underage. And just
nice.
We've been playing shows forever since I can remember. So
yeah, I think I'm going to speak for everyone here, but including you, Terry. I think, yeah, like the main goal with like taking over would essentially just be like, it'd be really cool if we could like tour for quite a bit amount of the year, but still like come home and like be able to like live a normal type of life. Absolutely. Maybe still work. It doesn't even matter. Like we just want to get out and play shows, you know?
Right.
And we're gonna go as far as we could take this, I think.
Yeah, I think we all just want to like go around, meet people who are into the music and like have conversations like we're having right now. And just like, yeah, just kind of like if people like our music along the way and like they were receptive to it, like that is like a dream come true for us, right? So it's like we're already like kind of like living a portion of the dream right now for sure. Like with the amount of attention we've gotten in just the last few weeks with this song, like we're so grateful.
Yeah, I don't think any of us anticipated that the release of Immolation going this way, and it's like making the future of the band that much brighter, which is
Definitely.
exciting. But at the same time, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, we got 3 more fucking hard hitters ready for you.
Like we haven't even released the whole EP yet. So
I was gonna say when it drops next week. Oh my gosh, we'll see what happens. I mean, talk a little bit more about just the reception so far. Because when y'all dropped that song, I was like, oh shit, like a new one from them. I wasn't expecting it. I just wasn't paying attention at the time. But then I was like, oh shit, like this must be their new vocalist, and I was instantly hooked.
I think we dropped off. We dropped off the face of the earth for a little bit.
we kept a little quiet.
Yeah, when we figured things out, especially with the vocal change up and
Big curveball for
getting
sure.
this
Yeah.
out, but also
Absolutely.
being signed to Seek and Strike now is a big bonus for us. Like that's gonna help us out in a lot of ways. So.
Yeah, they've been instrumental, I think, a little bit in like helping us succeed and like giving us good advice on how to promote things and stuff.
Yeah, like I think like just us posting consistently online as soon as the release dropped, and then like pre-release we did a little bit of a build up, and as the release has gone on, I've really tried to post every day online and whatnot, and sometimes it's a struggle, but at the same time, like
Dude, same here for the podcast.
Oh, dude, it's brutal, man.
Yeah,
like it's so draining sometimes, but it's just like, oh, I got to answer every comment on TikTok. Like somebody messages the band page, like I'm there, like
something we should just get out of the way here is that Zach does almost all of our PR. So like he is the guy. If you talk to anybody, it's probably him, right?
Yeah.
So like
I've pretended to be I've pretended to be Terry, being like, hey, thanks for liking our music.
So sorry for anybody that was trying to talk to Terry.
The reception has been unreal. Like I think it's something that we've all worked hard at to prep for, and it's all a big gamble, realistically. Like with social media and all this jazz, it's just like you make a post, you want it to hit big numbers, but you never know if it's actually going to hit big numbers, right? So you try and make something that captivates people. And obviously there's some flops along the way, like some posts do less than others, but I think just like
the consistency
and whatnot, it's just like the more darts you throw at the board, you might end up hitting a bullseye. And like for us, for the reception that we've received so far, I think Immolation is definitely a bullseye in our books. Me personally, 100%, I could have never imagined it going this well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With the EP coming out next week, do y'all have any plans for touring on it?
So we have shows booked on the Canadian side. In the US, that's our main market realistically. Like I would say like 90% of our fan base right now is in the USA, and like it's definitely a big goal of ours to do, but at the moment there's nothing booked. And there's like, it's so much of a struggle for Canadian bands to cross over.
Yeah.
Especially
visas.
like,
Oh, really?
It is. Yeah. Like the visa process and everything, like it's not too costly, but at the same time for like 5 dudes who haven't done it before, it seems very tasking.
Yeah. We gotta map the whole thing out. And,
it's a goal of ours.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's on the horizon for us. We really want to do it. It's just like we have to really plan it out. We have to lock in some good promoters that we know aren't gonna mess us over.
Yeah.
Because like as I'm sure like it's definitely bad here. I'm sure it's bad down there too. But like cost of fuel alone is really high. Like the used car market's really high. So like buying a van is really like, I mean, even if you got a a good mechanic, what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just like, it doesn't matter. Like, all these costs, they really add up. So it's like, we're all just normal guys. We all got bills, right? So it's like, we really want to make it happen, but it's like, we got to just like find a way to make it feasible for all of us. Right. Cause we're not rich or anything. Right.
Yeah. No.
So it's like, we really want to do it. We want to like, come out to the US and like, play the shows, meet the fan base and stuff like that we built. But it's just like we gotta map it out and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
100%.
yeah.
Here's a question. Since this is also a beer podcast, talk about some favorite styles of craft beer from each of y'all. That'll be a nice little tidbit.
You guys go first. I already know my answer.
Well, yeah, see, that's cool because craft beer is very local usually, right? Like it's very
In a
localized.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say some of my favorites are an Ontario-based one I've been a big fan of since basically they started is Creemore Springs, and they that's an actual place in Ontario, Creemore Springs. Geographically, I can't exactly remember where it is. Somewhere near Toronto, I think.
That one's been around for a while, but I wonder if it's exported much.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's mostly a Canadian product.
Yeah,
but
I've always liked Creemore.
Creemore Spring is really nice. It's like an amber. It's a little bit hoppy, but not much. I'm like mainly an amber beer kind of guy for sure. But
Hell yeah.
there's that one, and then I want to give a little shout out to I've spent some time out west because I have some friends and stuff that live out there. So like in Saskatchewan, there's this company called Original 16, and they make something called the Copper Ale, which is like another amber, and it's like one of the best beers I've ever had. So like if you're ever in like Saskatchewan or Alberta, Original 16 Copper, that's a really, really good one. I would try that.
We'll keep that in mind. Yeah.
I have a hard time drinking most of those real strong beers, so I'd say maybe Bose. They make a good lager.
Yeah, Bose is from around Ottawa, actually. Yeah,
Banquet Kill. So another Ontario beer that one's probably made its way around. More so than some of those other ones.
Yeah,
but,
and that's Bose BEAU. Not BO. Yeah,
that is not what I was expecting. So glad you.
Yeah, see, that's kind of like. That's a little French. Yeah, that's a little French, I would say, because Vancouver.
C'est beau, hein?
Yeah, that's
Terry, c'est pour toi, là. That's like Franco-Ontarian, like Vancouver feel.
Yeah, Terry, you go first.
Go first. What? What do you mean?
Beers.
Tell us about your sours and you freak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me.
I like that. No, that's awesome.
Those micro brewery in Montreal, man, they have those raspberry sours. Oof. That's some tasty stuff right there.
I'm all for that.
Yeah,
there's a brewery here in Austin you would really like called Blue Owl. All they do is sours.
Oh,
Very
I'd
cool.
have to try that.
Yeah.
Hey, you'll get the chance soon enough, my boy.
That's right. Gonna put it out into the universe. It will happen.
Yeah.
What was that red beer that we tried when we were at Piranha Bar in Montreal, Terry, that you said was really good?
Chippy? Is that it?
Say that again.
Chippy?
I think that was it.
Love the name.
Yeah, it's a local brewery here as well. We have a few, like with Unibrew. Like they're pretty big in Quebec. Yeah, I think they have some products in Ontario as well. I'm not sure about that though.
Yeah,
right on.
Nice.
Shout out to Redneck Brewing Co. Whenever we first auditioned Terry, our rehearsal space was in like a storage unit.
Yeah.
And in the storage unit next door to us, they took over like 2 or 3 units. They chopped down the walls and made it into one big unit. And they had a mini brewery going inside of like the storage facility.
Like where our jam spot was.
Yeah, literally right next to our jam spot. So like every now and then, we'd go to practice or like that was my main drum spot. So I would go and play drums and they'd be like moving kegs out and like moving cases out and whatnot. And it'd be like, yo, like, how's it going, guys? Like, what's going on? And they'd be like, hey, have you tried this new beer? And, hey, yeah, no problem. I'll do a taste test. Yeah.
Elderly gentleman would just give us like a bag of beer. And it was
it'd be like 5, 6, whatever. We'd all like, have a beer while we were playing.
It was pretty good.
It was good stuff. Yeah.
For like a craft beer, it
out
was
of a storage unit.
out of a storage unit, like unreal.
With this band practicing in the next.
Yeah. It's just straight up like death metal, deathcore coming right from the unit next to them, and then just some like old man.
Yeah, like he had to have been in
probably-
his 50s and 60s
yeah,
or something
50s,
like that. Yeah.
60s,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just be like, hey, fellas, like, what do you think about this one?
We're like, hey, it's good.
Now, my question is, did you use a keg for some drum samples?
I wish.
Hey, man, we
We've
all
done-
love
we've done some-
Slipknot.
We've
Yeah.
done some cool things. We got the 2x4
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So on the new EP,
throughout it.
yeah, throughout it here and there is some like sample shots, I guess is what you would call it.
One-shot samples of when we recorded drums. Zach had an old snare that we took a 2x4 to, and
Amazing.
virtually destroyed the snare. But we got a couple good samples out of it.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically
I love
just tune a piece of shit snare up to make it sound decent, and then take a 2x4 and I just hit it under a mic. And
Well, actually, you broke the fucking thing in half. It's no longer usable. So
All I
we
ask
broke-
is that the
we broke
2x4
a
is
snare to
referenced
make
in
this
the
album pretty
notes.
yeah. It's got a writer's credit.
That's right.
Not
That's
dying,
awesome.
baby.
Home Depot, shout out.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
what do you
so
got
awesome.
now, Terry? What's this?
Oh, he's drinking the sangria, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to hold it up for the camera. Let's check this out.
This is some good sangria.
Oh, that's
Found that in
cool.
my fridge. Must have been there for at least a month.
Pepito.
Oh, so it's aged. Here we go.
Aged sangria.
Aged sangria.
Yeah.
Yum.
Oh, it's funny. So at all the at a lot of like the big metal festival shows, they have those pepitos as one of the sponsored drinks or whatever. So we go around the festivals and call over the drink boys, be like, Pepito man.
That's awesome. Is that so I'm not familiar with that. Is that like a style of a beer or something?
It's a sangria, so it's wine and juice. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Wine and
orange
juice.
juice traditionally.
It's I have no beer left in my fridge, so I'm drinking that.
Hey, it's pretty good stuff. Don't
Could have been a White
knock
Claw.
it.
don't mind.
It's Pepitos, man. It's
Yeah,
good
Pepito.
stuff.
He was saving that for.
Oh yeah, it was
You can buy it in a glass jug.
Oh wow. Okay.
Good time.
Wait. So sort of like a growler kind of
Yeah,
deal.
kind of like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. I'm learning so much here.
Do you
I
guys
love
have do you guys have rattlers down there too? Is that a
it.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice, eh? Yeah, I'm a big rattler guy. As long as they have like a decent percentage to them, because I find a lot of them they like kind
Do you have
of gyp you, eh? Like they'll only give you
Yeah.
like
3%.
2.5, 3%. But
do you have the Moosehead ones down there?
yeah, the Moosehead ones are so good. Yeah.
Don't get me started on Moosehead, man. I actually know the guy in Erie, PA, that helped get it started in the area.
No
I-
way.
Yes.
The Moosehead Rattler
Yeah.
is very good.
That
and
is
it's
a very good.
it's like 4%, so it's actually like a real beer. And
It's a nice
super
little
tasty.
pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like
Real beer.
Yeah,
I gotta
with
look it up now.
juice. And yeah, I gotta say that's like probably my favorite rattler.
But let's move on to the music video because we do need to talk about that. Just so we don't lose track. I do want to talk about this music
I
video.
want to talk about Zach getting burned alive.
Oh yeah, that's a good part.
Did you
to
lose your
start.
eyebrows? What happened?
So we had 37 pallets to burn for the music video, and we set up 3 stacks of 10 behind us, and we left the 7 off to the side for after the shoot so we could take promos, and so we could have a 4th pile burning for Terry doing his single vocal shots. But we didn't anticipate how hot they would burn. And whenever we
And how close we were.
and how close we were,
And the proximity.
and basically whenever we started filming and all the 3 pallets like fully caught fire,
Zach was
I was obviously the closest playing drums. I was basically being cooked, and we for the fire scenes we only really filmed for a minute at a time, but it was like back
full
to back
song.
to back. No, it wasn't the full song. No.
It was
No.
just the last bit.
It was the last
Yeah.
breakdown, and it was a little bit before that. So let's say like 45 to a minute 15 at most was being filmed, and then we would stop and then
We'll talk more about
film them, continue filming the video. There's basically that a minute 15 on repeat for the amount of time that the 10 pallet stacks would be burning for. So it was like half an hour straight of this going on, and whenever they fully
That's a lot.
engulfed, it was so hot that I was just like in between takes, I was like running to a pile of snow, like coating my back in snow and cold wetness, and then
Did you have,
running
like,
back to the kid.
Residual smoke coming off you.
Yeah.
It
He was
melted-
steaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
It-
actually steaming.
Yeah.
It
was
melted
crazy.
his drum throne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the leather or pleather drum throne, pork pie percussion. Shout out to you guys because the throne still holds up to this day.
Did a heat
Yeah,
test for them.
still comfy and everything. They said like the backside of it is melted, but either way, like it
Singed.
singed just a little bit.
Yeah, like a marshmallow.
Yeah, permanent.
That's a collector's item now. That's
Yeah.
Permanent memory. It's
Yeah.
got like blood from the Vile
Yeah.
music video
Yeah.
shoot too.
I feel like I have some sort of PTSD from it because I still feel like like I live in the country, like like we're in the country here, we have bonfires and stuff, and like
Yeah.
I still feel like sometimes around the heat I'm like a little sensitive to it,
yeah.
so like I'll always be stepping back whenever other people are like, hey, this is nice, like let's get cozy against the fire. I'm like no thank you.
Yeah.
have
We
non
were actually-
flashbacks.
Yeah.
We were pretty scared for you. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was certainly very concerned.
Like,
Like it was like, "Do you want us to stop?" And
Like,
he's like, "No, it's not going to last that much longer. We
No,
gotta go."
yeah,
Well, the fire department was also called too. So
Yeah,
like that was funny. Yeah, the fire department got called. We were on my parents' property, which was nice because we had like they have farmland and whatnot,
Yeah,
so it's easy to like get carried away with stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
shout out to Gilbert
Yeah,
Bray.
shout out
Letting us-
Shout out to my dad Gilbert for
Gilbert.
locking it down for us.
Yeah.
And the fire department got called by one of the neighbors because the fire apparently looked like it was getting out of control from like half a kilometer down.
Oh, that's
or,
when
like,
you say, "Oh, we were roasting too many marshmallows."
Yeah,
Like-
yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like the fire department got called, somebody on the fire department knew my dad and they called him and being like, hey, is there an issue? And they're like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't come, please,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
So yeah, it was just that like hour.
Yeah.
The end of the music video. It only took an hour basically.
well, the pallets burn quick.
Yeah, they burn
Oh,
very
yeah.
fast. Yeah, that's pine right there.
Yeah.
Dude, I
So-
could feel the heat on the back of my neck, and I was
Oh.
just like
We all
turning
did, yeah.
around.
We were standing in front of Zach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like 3 or 4 feet in front of Zach, and Zach was just right there. And like, yeah, we were pretty scared. Yeah, we were like, "You good, man?
Yeah.
Like, we should stop if you're not doing well." And he was
Yeah,
like,
how do you keep
"It's fine, it's
how do you
fine.
keep
The
your
pellets are gonna burn
composure?
out." Yeah.
I don't think I did. And I think there might be like select shots in the video where
you
it's just like it's just yeah.
yeah.
Like
Probably.
Plus, it was winter, so
Yeah.
all of the snow around that we were like trampling on to do the music video was all melting and
It-
turning to ice
Yeah,
under
so
our
it was
feet.
slippery.
So we were,
Yeah,
like, slipping around too.
some OSHA violations there for sure. But yeah, thankfully, it's all off the books.
Yeah.
But I'd say one thing we forgot to mention when we were talking about booze is what probably it's like the glue that holds this band together, and that's White Russians. We are
Oh.
just crazy
That's
about
a
it.
magical drink. That's
Yeah,
let's go
they're
down easy.
Fantastic, yeah. Like so, Baker makes like excellent White Russians. Okay, and pretty
What
much
are
every time
the
we have a music-
ingredients? What, or do you not want to give it away? Do you have a special
Secret
Oh no,
recipe.
nothing
Yeah.
special. A shot of Kahlua, a shot of vodka, premium vodka though. I'd splurge on the
Yes.
vodka,
It shows.
and you do about 2 shots of milk, and away you go with some ice, and shake that up, and
Yeah, it's
everybody's having a good time.
he's got this magic touch with him. It's great.
No, what percentage of milk are we talking? Are we talking 2%?
Yeah,
Full?
I'd go with 2%. Yeah, you wanna feel like you've just eaten a meal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not homogenized though. You know,
Yeah,
like,
you know,
we're
it's a little
not-
too much.
Yeah, it's a bit much. Yeah.
There might be we might not have made it through so many if it was homo milk. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, but every music video shoot that I have been a part of with this band, we have gotten semi-sauced on White Russians almost every time.
It's been like
Good way to start a day. It's a good way to end a day.
Absolutely, yeah.
so I've like made the like schedule or itinerary for like what we would do on the day of the music video kind of deal. And I mean for Immolation and for the next music video that's coming out, Never Ending. Immolation, I'm pretty sure it said 9:30 promo shots / White Russians. And for the next music video that's coming out, Never Ending, I'm pretty sure it was at the end of the day, White Russians and promo shots.
yeah.
That probably
Listen,
got you through the pain of the flames. Say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, we all had a little bit in us at the end of that one.
yeah.
You gotta keep it loose. You
Yeah,
gotta-
at the same time, everything is very DIY still.
Yeah,
You know, like we don't have a production team. We don't like.
Oh, and
Well,
fuck it. We're
people
gonna
respect
go
that, though. I respect that.
till we fucking die. Like,
Yeah.
We also we have a wonderful guy that has been such a good part of our team for so long. He's a good friend of ours, and like he's always just like he's part of all of our music videos. Yeah, his name's Ryan Stacy, and he's like a
big
renowned
part of the scene.
Yeah, he's a
there,
renowned Ottawa photographer and videographer, and like he's just like really, really talented. And he's a good friend of ours, and like our wedding, like he's that close of a homie.
Oh,
and he's
wow,
he's so talented. So like
He comes and puts up with our shit.
yeah, like we're
And,
we're like like we're all drunk off like White Russians, and like it's like herding cats, but he manages to put together these wonderful shoots, and they always turn out really well. So we can't thank Ryan enough. He's like the best. So
And
Yeah.
Also, we got Terry over here who actually edited the next video
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
that's
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 hell
also
yeah.
a plus.
yeah.
Yeah.
As if you didn't think that Terry had enough chops with the vocals, like he also can video edit. So stay tuned for that too.
Dude, kudos to that, man. My current job, I do video work and edit. I'm actually going to be heading back to news. I used to do news for like a decade. I'm going back because I can be a little bit more creative there. But
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
I have a
Now
friend
that-
who does the same thing. He's a director for our local news station, Taylor Rossi. Yeah, he does CTV News Ottawa. It's pretty cool. So yeah.
let's promote you guys a little bit to end this. Where should people look and go to check y'all out, follow you, everything? This thing on?
Okay, so if you want to check out Salem Trials online, feel free to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Salem Trials Band. And if you want to speak to us specifically or us to follow you, message us on TikTok. I try and respond to as many people as I can on that app. Instagram is a little more hectic, so it's people fall through the cracks. But follow us on Spotify, Salem Trials.
You can find all of our socials on the on those apps. So
Yeah.
on Instagram, we're all
Yeah, you can actually follow our personal socials.
Yeah, if you want,
and
yeah.
speak to us directly if you want. If you want to know about bass, I don't know who wants to know about that.
Yeah.
but anyway.
I mean, if you are so inclined, I'll absolutely talk to you about bass. Same with Zach. He'll talk to you about drums. Terry will definitely share his tricks with vocals, and then Nick and Randy are definitely big guitar nerds for sure. So like hit them up if you want. You got questions about gear. If you want to talk to Nick, because Nick engineered all of the recordings and stuff like that. That was all him. He recorded the bass, he recorded the guitar, he recorded the drums. So if you have production questions, for sure hit him up. He'll definitely share his tricks. At least I think he will. Yeah, he's not like the secret keeping type.
I'm not keeping.
He likes to talk shop in that regard, and as well as like all of us, we're all really passionate about our instruments. So if you want to talk to us about that, we'll definitely respond to you. Okay. So yeah.
And are we
T-Dog.
expecting more vocal videos from you, Terry?
Oh,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I haven't told him yet, but he has to record more.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting to, so.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty much good. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the fans to kind of close out?
Thank you so much.
Rock on,
Like,
man.
this is a dream come true. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, very, very cool to be a part of.
Ari and I, our thing is like, we don't know how to end a podcast. So I'm just going to say, guys, go check out Salem Trials right now. You already know where to find them. And last but not least, stay brutal.